Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender. Today I am joined by Craig. Say hello, Craig.
Howdy, howdy.
Rich. Say hello, Rich.
Hey.
And I'm joined with Greg. Say hello, Greg.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
We are coming to you today just for a quick little retrospective now that we're finishing up our first Paranoia campaign. So I just wanted to take a moment to get these three together to talk a little bit about their experiences, what they remember from this experience, and see what else we could glean from them. So to start with, let's go back to the very, very beginning, to your character creation. At the very beginning, each one of you had the opportunity to flip one of the attributes of one of the other people. So I'm curious, just how much did that actually affect you?
I think we all know how much that affected me.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What did that do to you, Craig?
I don't know. For a guy who had no idea what he was doing in a game, who put simple or what I put?
You put simple.
Simple,
Right,
yes.
And you became genius. Yep.
And I became a genius.
Yep. That
I
was
really
me.
would have preferred that to change to complex, maybe. There's a little bit more wiggle room in there. But yeah, for a guy who doesn't know how to play a game, it's a bit vexing.
And of course, for Zero, we had the change from liar to honest.
That was great. I loved it, and yeah, couldn't have gone better.
You loved it for the 2 episodes that you were honest before you lost your
Three
mind.
and a half at least.
Yeah, honest.
And then it
Honest
secretly
went out the
switched
window
back.
real fast.
Well, I had options, and when we talk about that episode, maybe I'll get into it. But my options were derail everything we were doing, or break.
Okay. And you chose derail everything we were doing.
No, I chose to break. I didn't want to derail the actual mission
Uh-huh. Oh.
because Frank Computer was
No,
like,
you
"Kill
chose-
yourselves," and I was like,
Okay. And of course, Blart, yours didn't have that much of an impact. But what almost did, do you remember what was almost your original change?
I honestly don't.
I
know.
do because it was mine.
Oh, yeah. Rich, what did
Oh,
you
it
almost
was-
do to him?
I almost turned him from impulsive to overthinker.
Overthinker. Just look back at this game. How much would have changed for you, Blart, if you hadn't had that impulsive trait?
I literally would have been a different character. I mean, I would have had to play it completely different. I mean, everything Blart did was completely off the cuff, just the first thing that came into his head, regardless of the legitimacy of the idea or any backup. Like, there was no plan. It was just he just went in guns blazing and died a lot. I think I had the most deaths. at
Oh,
the
by
end.
far.
By a lot.
yeah.
by a good amount.
Granted,
I think you burned through
started
all
with a head
6
start.
stars, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the
That's
last
true,
one.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like we would have had 2 Teds if we would have given you overthinker.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. We would have been a lot slower to progress through everything because we have a
Would have-
genius and we have the person who's like, but what if like friend computer does this and what if it would have
It would have been 2
definitely-
people who were awake as opposed to 2 people who were like, "We'll drink the Kool-Aid."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to drink the Kool-Aid. when you're with
Somebody
them.
has to drink the Kool-Aid.
Somebody sure does.
All right, so then getting into what actually happened in this game, do any of you have any particular moments that stood out to you in this experience? Either terrible or amazing.
I
mean-
for me, just literally the first episode when we were going down the hallway and it was just established somehow. I don't remember, but it was like, if you cut in line, you're a communist.
You established it.
I
Yeah.
out loud just said
did.
like, oh no, like the thing's closing in like 2 hours and we're not going to get there on this line. And then everyone started cutting and Friend Computer massacred everybody. For me, that moment was just so hilarious. And it sums up everything that happens from then on. It's
Well, just to clarify, Friend Computer, Blart, and Zero massacred everything.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
We were
also,
taking part.
you were like, "I would never cut because cutting is a communist move." And Frank Computer went, "Yeah, that makes sense." And then everyone started cutting, and you were like, "Look at all these communists! You gotta kill them!" That's
It was
what
so
happened.
perfect. No, but that was what was so perfect about it. It was
Oh no,
literally went-
it was great. But
Oh, yeah.
those bloods, like all of us were like lightly splattered with blood. A little bit of blood of Frank Computer's hands, a little bit of blood on my hands. But largely, I would say you were the catalyst of that culling.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it really set
Meanwhile,
the
the
tone, I
only
think.
actual communist was the one who did not cut.
Yes, hilariously enough, which did not cue Blart in at all. I had no understanding that the one person who was not willing to murder his fellow communist was a communist.
I tried real hard to dodge that card. I tried real hard.
You were a communist?
I was a communist.
I vaguely remember because I only found out what you guys were at the last episode.
Yeah, I only found out at the last. Actually, rewatching and listening to the podcast and hearing all of the secret dialogues and everything, I didn't realize he puts on like a Russian accent when he goes and talks.
I think I
to
chose
you.
it. What second time in? I think maybe I did.
I think you
Or did I do it
from
right?
the
Or
first
did I do it
secret
from the
mission.
get go? I can't even remember.
You did it right from the get-go. You went in with your Russian accent to your Southern hick
Yes, yeah, right.
handler.
Of course, to show you how just nonsensical this world was that Ted was in.
I
Even
think
in
it was a
trying
mark
to-
of genius. I mean, it was like you have a very layered and complex. Like you can like snap in and out of like different roles for whoever you serve. I thought it was really good. I liked it.
Trying. I mean, as Ted eventually drank the Kool-Aid hard.
Yeah, that for me was my favorite thing. Is the
Descension into madness.
Yeah, kind of. So essentially, like, after I had Zero go through his like mental break and then started to wake up, I was like, okay, well, Ted's awake, and then you started to not wake up, and I was like, no.
Yeah, that's about right. When
Finally culminating in, well, the almost murder of Blart for the
man, I
seventh
tried.
time.
I tried so hard. So close.
What about you,
That was
Craig? Any
awesome.
particular moments for you in Ted's journey?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much Dante's Inferno and a paranoia experience as he traverses deeper and deeper into the circles of hell to try to find an escape. I mean, it's interesting because there's, I mean, for Ted as a character, right off the bat, this place was madness. So, I mean, for me as a player, the reflective and fun part of that is seeing Zero and Blart as they are, being the backboard of reality for all of the awful that was happening, is fun. As Ted, is just constant torture, especially because as someone who is a genius, every answer is probably the wrong answer, which is just all it seems throughout the process. Though I will say, there was a split second when I felt I had a good grasp of the situation when I swapped stats with Blart. And I felt like I could do things.
I was awful.
Which was
Yeah, only to realize that was a lie. And I was going to need to be me to actually be effective in that last climactic experience.
Oh, that was so good.
Uh,
Like we finally need a bureaucracy.
right.
and
I-
operate. Much operate.
Operate was the key.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah. Which again, I had a +2, but that was at least 2 more than one of you, and probably a lot more than the other. But also what is it? The capital bucks or the
Yes, the fact that when we switched stats, you got
when
my
duplicated
enterprise
with-
bucks, and
Your
then
enterprise
I got
bucks.
outed, and I got executed for it.
that was the crowning achievement and the true beginning into insanity for Ted.
And you got Blart executed and still got to keep the traitor bucks.
It's ridiculous. Just to really confirm that I really have no idea what's going on.
Did you spend them at all with the communists?
I believe I got them exchanged for my own money,
Oh, man.
That's correct.
and
Did
I
you then use to purchase? Do you remember?
purchased an orange gun, didn't I?
No, you purchased a clone.
Oh yes, right, yeah.
You were given
yeah.
that orange glove.
Right. I was given the orange gun for the LARP adventure, right?
When did you have an? Oh, you spray paint. I remember now.
And
You
I
spray
painted it red.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And none
The-
of
the
you caught it when
sloppiest
I
of
said that
coverage.
he had fired orange lasers.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
at that
I was
point,
like, red lasers look orange because light. That was
Yeah.
what went through my head.
I'm sure George just made a mistake.
By the time we got to the LARP adventure, like Zero was like, "How do I get these a-holes out of here?" Like that was it. Like I was just like, I don't care.
The LARP adventure was probably when I think I felt it. Obviously, the final confrontation aside, probably at my most bloodlusted. Though that might be because of the food. In my defense, in Ted's
Oh
defense.
man, that food.
Good food.
That was also really good. I was like, I don't want to eat it because I don't want to know. And you were like, oh, it's so
I was
beautiful.
like, I want to live. Yeah, it's just
To know just what you're missing out on.
Mhm.
So that's plenty of memorable moments. Are there any moments that you wish you could change? Any single moment? If you could go back and change one moment in your experience here, one choice that you made, what would it be?
I wouldn't have touched the red pillar that had all the fire ants on it. I wouldn't have done that. I didn't understand what was happening. I was just like, I think I have to do this to advance the story. I'll just kill myself. Like, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
That was one of the hallmarks of Blart. The immediate response to everything. Beautiful. Kept everything moving.
God.
Definitely.
God, and then I had my I don't know if you guys knew this, but I had a trank dart because I was supposed to capture. That was my
because you
mission.
killed
we
Ted with
knew.
it.
Oh, we knew. I OD'd
Yeah.
on your trank dart. I had the
I
same
I
gun.
killed you with it. Oh, you had to capture them also?
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a pain in the butt because I had to kill all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's actually why
Conflicting
one of the reasons
agendas.
I blew
Who
the
would have
ceiling.
thought?
Was that one of the reasons you blew the ceiling? What else? What was your other reason?
Because I was pretending to serve other people. I was the honest guy, and I was a double agent. And so I'd go to one people and be like, "You have this mission." I'd be like, "You got it." And then I'd go to the other people and be like, "I have this mission." They'd be like, "Cool, don't do that." And I'd be like, "Okay."
So you have to try to do the mission, but also intentionally fail. Like,
Kind of, yeah. It was really hard. I would say I didn't fail them enough to make them angry, obviously, but I definitely succeeded probably the least.
No, you actually succeeded quite a few of the Frankenstein Destroyers missions. They really liked you.
But the other people, the people I was
insect?
actually working with, the insect,
Oh
were
yeah,
like,
insect.
"All right, you good dumb boy," and I'm like, "Yep, mm-hmm."
What
I
about you
failed
two?
them
Any
constantly.
moment you would change?
It's tough. There's so many.
I regret killing Becky.
Yeah, that was the most unnecessary diversion that could have happened.
Yeah. You know, you got to play the character, and sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. I would say I regret not killing Willie. I wish I killed him. I wish I struck while the iron was hot. When I got permission, I should have just run out that door and told him I'm doing my job, and he probably would have been like, "Okay," and then I would have just smashed his little brain in. But
instead, you made that second roll, got that other computer die, and
stupid big brother. Yeah, that's probably my biggest.
I don't understand your hatred for Willie. I have a feeling Willie is gonna be a favorite among the fans.
I know
think
it
a lot
is.
of people are
I know it is.
There's
hear
gonna be fan art of Willie, like with the hearts floating above his head, like just like whistling to himself. Like it's.
And he lived.
He did.
Willie is still okay.
I mean, whatever that means for the for the conclusion. Spoilers. But yeah, whatever that means for lived. Do robots live? I mean, let's really get into this, shall we?
Ooh, we're a sentient
Oh, boy.
species.
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
so fan art of Willie singing down the hallway with Blart and Zero skipping happily along, and Ted in the background hoisting his gun.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep.
I repaired his freaking wheel too.
You did. You had a
I went
treason star
down.
and went nuts.
I went down for trying to help that stupid robot.
Yeah.
I have a fair reason to vilify freaking Willie.
I got a treason star for Willie.
Yeah,
Did you?
okay.
Yeah.
What you gonna-
Remember, I went back in to get the wheel, and then Frank Peter was like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, because I wanted this wheel. And they were like, why? And I was like, I guess I don't need it. They were like, you don't need it. And I was like, I guess you're right. And I dropped it. And they were like, that's weird. You get a treason star. And then I hugged the thing as it went up into the ceiling again.
Right.
Yeah, the only difference is you weren't boxed into an interrogation corner when everybody, including you two, were going, what'd you do, Ted? Well, huh? What'd you do? What'd you do?
Also, because I didn't think it was going to be a big deal if you were like, oh, yeah, I think I put a wheel back on there. You probably would have got a treason star anyway. Instead, you went insane and got a treason star and made me stab you.
Because I was forced to.
Oh, boy. What about you, Rich? Do you regret any choices that Zero made?
I wish I had used, because I saved my Moxie, like, I hoarded my Moxie.
Oh, man.
Like, it was going out of style. I was like, none of my Moxie is getting used. So I just wish I had probably used my mutant power just a little bit more, because it was super fun when I did get to use it, but I probably used it, like, twice.
I mean, when you used it,
I only know
it was a slam dunk.
You used it once when you got chopped up. Did you use it a second time?
That's actually how I blew up the room. Is I put the explosives on I had super explosives where if they got touched, they would explode.
Yes.
And I left my pinky next to them, so that way my pinky could knock it over and then make everything explode. And I just ran out of the room.
And your Doom magnet.
Oh right, I forgot I had 2 mutant powers. I also had Doom, but that would like F over everybody. And I did play. So the initial thing with Zero is he was very loyal to Friend Computer, but then also you were my teammates, so that's what Friend Computer said. So I was very loyal to you guys in like progression. But then after I flipped, I was like, all that matters is the team. I don't care about anything else. I have to get out of here. And so I didn't want to use Doom ever because it had a chance of sucking you guys into vents and floors and just making you explode, which was also really fun because as I was trying to help you, I couldn't effectively communicate that I was helping you, even though I was like, I'm helping you. And Ted was like, you lying son of a bitch.
And once I was drinking the Kool-Aid, I was right. You are a lying son of a bitch.
I mean, yeah, but not to you.
Yes, that's not crazy. To you. The guy with psychology that could have stopped him, could have fixed him, could have prevented him.
That is true. And
releasing Dave.
I did actually talk to George about that after I started lying and it was obvious that like I was unhinged. And you even said once, I think it was in the LARP episode, you were like, can't you not lie? And I was like, that's true. That is weird, isn't it? And you just looked at me across the table and then just let it go. And I was like,
well, because I was about to start talking on the podcast about how you're clearly not playing your character, right? That's what that is. If I'm like, wait, isn't that a character trait that you're honest? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, he just said that just we're recorded, right? I guess. I mean, fuck me, right?
And of course, you're direct calling him out in the Dave episode of, you have psychology, you son of a bitch, and you're watching me have a mental breakdown?
Oh, yeah, I did actually.
I don't know how to play this game.
He wasn't the loyalty officer. He didn't have to ensure.
Here's the problem.
That was
Craig
my job.
is not a genius.
Wasn't gonna,
He's just not. I'm not. I'm a person who tries to collect the game and stay in character and contribute.
But yeah, in that episode, I was like, my options right now are invert or murder you both and then not do the mission because Friend Computer was like, kill yourselves. So I was like, these aren't great options.
True. It's pretty bad options.
So I was like, and I even told George, I was like, as soon as I die, I was like, the inversion is done. Like, it won't even be a thing anymore. Like, it's just this clone. And then that clone just outlived your guys' clones, like, to the max. Like, I just wasn't dying. I wasn't getting treason stars because I was shutting up and just trying to save you assholes and failing.
I tried to kill you.
You did.
I tried to kill you with that mutant helmet.
Oh, yeah, you
ended
definitely
up putting
did.
it on, right? What happened?
No,
I figured it out.
Infected it with Dave.
No, I said immediately what it was.
Mm-hmm. And then you were forced to use it at the end. So you infected it with Dave in order to have it not trigger you.
Oh, you're fucking right. I forgot about that. I thought we were talking about the pipe cleaner.
Oh, the pipe cleaner.
Whereas
cleaner.
I was like, guys, don't use this.
Yeah. Nobody remembers the pipe cleaner.
I have no recollection of that.
Snake. The
George,
snake, as it was.
I could tell what George was going to do immediately with it. Again, just because of, I'm very good at being like, what sadistic thing could this do? And I was like, oh, no. But it would find the nearest pipe and unclog it. Your mouth. So if you had it here, it would be like, boom, and then just...
Or yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just get you. I was like, no, he's going to kill us with that.
George, is that what you were going to do?
That is exactly what I was going to do.
What the hell?
And he handed it to you.
It's fucked up, man.
But I did say not to use it. I told
He
you.
did. He did warn you not to use it. Even better, I don't know if you caught this, but the sensor that it measures from was on the back, not the front.
Oh yeah, so yeah, definitely.
So even if you put it really close to the pipe,
wouldn't have mattered. Would not have
Jeez.
mattered. That's crazy.
Jesus.
That is
so
sadistic.
talking about this special gear, did anybody have a particular favorite piece of equipment?
I love the jetpack.
I could have predicted that one.
I think the sonic guitar that I had that actually worked, I enjoyed. I don't think any of the other gear that I had worked. The toy cars were fun. But I got a bazooka that was just a PVC pipe. I got, what else did I get? I got a car.
grenades.
We all drove the car that just
Oh, the
switched.
grenades!
Who was driving it? The grenades. All of my grenades didn't work.
I think because I accidentally gave you all the low colors. I think is what actually happened.
The colors had, just to tell you that, colors had nothing to do with it.
It was just what I rolled. I just
Oh.
rolled like bad. I got like candy or something. I
You got
candy.
confetti.
yeah, like
And you got
It was
music.
sprinkles. It was
Oh, sprinkles, right?
Yep.
Even better.
And yeah. Yep.
yeah. I used 2 grenades to kill the scientist, and both failed. And I was just like, "All right, you get to live now." Because
The mutant,
Right.
the fake mutant, the not
Yeah.
mutant.
yeah, the non-mutant who was supposed to be a mutant. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. No. The only piece of gear I think that I got that worked was the sonic guitar, and it was used to great effect. So I really liked that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the car worked, kind of.
Yes.
George.
You got your
Oh.
Mario boost, your Mario Kart boost,
Sure
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
straight into a
Over
friend
and
computer
over
monitor.
again. Yeah. Yeah.
And what about you, Craig?
Oh,
I-
this is definitely the belt. The
I
belt.
think it is actually. I think it is the invulnerable belt,
The invulnerability
not the stat
belt.
belt. The invulnerability belt.
Really, I would have thought you'd do the stat belt.
No, because it was a false morale boost when I was like, oh, I've got stats. And then when I was like, why am I not myself? That was when like it now became a prison where the only fix is death. And then I'm back like 5 steps from the last person. Like, yeah, that was a rough turnaround. I think the invulnerability belt, especially because after actually figuring out the car solution, it became almost a functional piece of equipment that was really powerful. As long as I
Except
didn't
that
lose.
Zero stole your cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Wonder
can't
what
see it, but he's finger gunning.
That was the most negative thing I did to any of you.
I hate it. It was the start of a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
I was
that
like,
was a
he didn't
great
steal them. That's
after
still in my
game.
inventory. What
Yeah,
are you
I was
talking
like, I
about?
wrote
And
it
they're like,
down. I didn't remember.
Rich
giving it
has the cars, so he got them. And I'm like, what? So if I punch Rich, does Rich lose? Can I just kill Rich in real life? And I win Paranoia? Is that the precedent we're setting here?
I like.
I mean,
they were
I
very
have
clear
your
props.
shitty old pens. I'm sure I can put all those.
away. You're the genius. I mean, you tell us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back and listen, you gave him the car and he just let it go.
Yeah, I thought that was part of packing up. I thought that was like part of the end of the game. I was
No,
like, oh yeah,
I
yeah,
was-
okay, yeah, sure, here you go.
I
Yeah,
was
all right,
I
we're
was
done.
literally like playing with them. I was crying over them. I was like, "Can I see that?" Like,
Should have known better.
Oh man,
We all should
Yeah.
have known better. Yeah. We didn't catch on as quickly as we should have. By the end, we got really wise to your tricks. I think.
you did not.
Mhm.
You had no idea what I was doing. You guys were just super paranoid. You guys
No,
lived up
wise
to
to
the game.
George's tricks.
Oh yeah,
Wise
that's
to-
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
as
did
soon
you?
as he gave out the Mario Kart thing, I was like, all right, yep.
Oh, yeah, we all knew that was a death trap. We all
Yep.
knew. Okay, so you choose a button and get screwed. Got it. Here we go.
No, there was real.
So you blew it up.
Yes.
We didn't try. That was just, or did we?
It was
Not purposefully. We were trying our damnedest to get through.
And hence why you didn't push the doom clock until the very, very end when it was too late for it to actually speed you up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were.
It was
a
like we
little
had like
paranoid.
5 minutes left, or 15. It
6
was very
minutes.
little.
6 minutes and
Oh,
a few
man.
seconds. Yep. Yep.
It was very little that we could have done at that point.
So now you've seen all this experimental gear that I came up with. What's something you would throw into a game?
Oh, that's
man.
interesting.
You're giving us too much power.
Let those creative juices flow.
We can edit this part out, right? Where we're just sitting there, just like.
I feel like there's some sort of tech you can do with like a chameleon gun or a chameleon jumpsuit. But there's not a confirmed way for it to trigger and activate, or if there is a way for it to change, the player doesn't know. But there's something that triggers a color change for the gear.
An invisibility cloak that only works in darkness. Yeah, something like that.
Or during any scene, you're invisible and don't know it.
Chameleon suit that changes the color of what you're wearing to whatever rank the person that you're watching is.
Yeah,
Well,
something
way
like that.
too strong.
I mean, that's the
That's
best
illegal.
gear. I was looking for a backfire.
That would be strong.
What do you mean? That is an immediate backfire.
Well, yeah, that's a good point because
Your
now
rank is
you're.
part of your name.
That's a good point because
Yeah.
now though you get the armor, it's at the
They
cost
just
of.
look at your icon above your head and they're like, "Oh, R dash whatever." That's not right.
But you get the armor, so good luck killing them. They're sitting at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's very true.
Huh.
Anyone else?
Yeah, it would have to be something that was just trolly. That was just something you think it does something, but it just doesn't work, or it does the opposite.
Like a cardboard tube.
Yeah, like a PVC pipe.
Mm.
That's a bazooka. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. I mean, you'd have to mess with people, like give them like a homemade flamethrower or something, and it's just like bug spray and a lighter or something. I don't know. I have no. It would have to be something, but it just wouldn't work.
I would do like a crown of the doppelganger. So it's a thing that like fuses to you, so you can never take it off. Like you have it forever, and it uses half of a clone and makes a really dumbed down version of you that comes out. Like half of your clone stock goes away, and they're like, "I have 0," and they're like, "You're wanted for treason. You have 5 treason stars," and you're like, "Okay," and that guy gets shot in the face, and you're like, "All right, like now I'm okay." That would be one way of using it, or to like help you, or just be someone in the thing. So they have to listen to you. They have 1 in all the stats you're good at, all the negatives you have, and eat up half a clone every time you use it.
I was gonna say, what happens with the half? What do you do?
Because that makes it that way you can use 2
Okay.
per 1.
Oh, I thought it was a one and done item. You're saying you can use it forever.
Oh yeah,
That's
no, it fuses
crazy.
to your brain. It's like, and it's like just there.
That's too good. That's too good.
Nah, because you're eating up clones, and then you have people like Blart who are probably like, I don't want to go into this trap. Boop, get in there, clone. Like it's definitely like a super
Gum up the
double-edged sword.
gears, yeah. If we throw enough bodies into the machinery, they'll clog it up. 7 clones.
Okay.
There's 7 half clones later. Oh man.
So then I have to ask, on the whole, what do you think of Paranoia, the system, the setting, the game itself?
I think you fucked up by starting with it, because now we're all very scared of your regular world, and we make over-the-top decisions to try and avoid the most mundane of problems, which the latest episode will definitely showcase.
I don't know what
they've
he's
got a
referencing.
few.
I don't know what he's.
They've
what he's
got a
talking
few
about.
episodes to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, as a
But it's
whole,
great.
I thought Paranoia was awesome. I loved the incorporation of like tactile, real life, real world things. I thought that was super, super cool. The pens, the cars, the Mario Kart, all of that.
Pens.
It really
I'm
it legitimized and made you feel the actual things that your character was feeling. And then also, of course, Friend Computer as a whole, the whole concept of you have to follow and obey this omnipotent God who's not omnipotent at all. They're very fallible, in fact, super fallible. It was just such a great concept because so many things come out of it.
Yeah, omnipotent but not omniscient.
Yes, thank you. That's it. Yeah, it was a blast. I would love to play it again. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I would want to play the same character. I would love to just try it because even the character creation is just so much fun. I mean, just there's so much to it.
That's good, because I definitely have some returns planned to Paranoia. So
Paranoia, a very Christmas Halloween, you know.
Oh, we could get that rope that has like the little lights coming out of it. We could
Mhm.
get that again.
Everything that gets mentioned is just one of the banes of Ted's existence. The Christmas tree lights, the pens. I'm shocked nobody
I
mentioned
love the
the
pens.
pens.
I
That
love the
was my
pens.
single favorite thing. And
Oh,
I guess
mentioned
now
the
that it's
pens.
all over, I can let you know that, no, that was completely accidental. I just grabbed the whole big thing of pens. I didn't realize that they were all dead.
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
And
this
then-
is just paranoia continued.
The
I
magic
don't
of Paranoia.
believe you.
There's no trust.
You
gotta be kidding
definitely
me.
spent like 30 minutes testing every single one of them or using them.
Nah,
to
he just
waste all
popped them
the ink.
open. He left them out overnight.
Here
Look,
they are.
there it is.
There it is. The glorious cup of pens and pencils. Oh, wait, it's missing the most important piece.
The X-Acto knife.
The scalpel. The
Ah.
X-Acto knife.
That was so. That was definitely one of my favorite parts for sure. Also because Greg was also lucky enough to grab the only working pen, and then we just ripped it in half, and I got the half with the ink.
Yep.
Savages.
And what about you, Craig? What do you think of Paranoia? As the one who suffered the most.
I think it's great. I think it's a great game. Mm-hmm. No. But for real, I do think it's fun. I think that it reinforces on a lot of things that I think a lot of tabletop games in general can sort of reinforce themselves on, which is thinking outside the box for player interaction, for activity, for puzzle solving, and for creativity in general. I think that the system implores you to utilize your skills in whatever way, shape, or form to try and make something happen. And because of the sort of nonsensical environment that you're in, where what might make sense might not be the right pathway or plan, so your own ingenuity can be your saving grace with even the weirdest of decisions, which is fun because somebody who thinks that they have the grasp on things, all of a sudden their head may be turned upside down. I mean, I will say this, it puts a lot of pressure on a DM to make a super unique experience where you are constantly trying to shift your players off of their balance. And in that respect, it's a great challenge for anybody who's excited to run this type of game. I think that there's a lot of potential. And for anybody who listens to this and is like, oh, it's a shame I know this game. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Get in the seat first and then
Mm-hmm.
talk some confidence. Because when you're in it and you're trying to make sense of everything going on, it's not just you dealing with your world. It's you dealing with your world and at least two other bastards who are doing all sorts of other shit, stealing cars and shooting you with tranks because they're tripping on fire ants. And just it's all over the place. So I think that for anybody who listens to this and goes, "Oh man," but now that I've seen it, it sucks because I've seen the experience. You haven't seen shit. The creativity is relative to the DM and to the players, and it's paranoia. So before you feel comfortable, you're wrong. There's no comfort, only paranoia.
Yeah, and I have to say, from the DM side, I definitely agree with that. It is a very fun system to really get your creativity out there, come up with something that is completely unexpected, to take a trope like, for example, hunting the monster in the sewers and turn it on its head by making the monster be a colony of fire ants when you're equipped to blow up giant mutant monstrosities.
Yeah. Great adventure.
All right.
Yeah.
So with
There's
that,
just so much subversion. Yeah.
we'll be closing the book on Paranoia for now, but I'm sure we will return to Paranoia, if not to these particular characters, to somebody else. I have some ideas in that regard. Does anybody have any parting thoughts that they'd like to give on the experience of Paranoia?
No, really, just to echo what Craig said, I think that it's really good. But I think the other fun thing about it is if you're somebody who focuses a lot on rules, it's probably very relaxing because there is no rules lawyering, there's no arguing. You're just like, all right, well then there it is, and then you move on with your life and you just keep on going. So I think it does add this kind of level of, and as paranoid as you can become and as like careful as you have to be, there's also kind of this feeling of relaxation where you're like, this is what's happening, and just letting it like move forward.
Yeah, to sort of bounce off that, the fact that you have clones, I think, is probably the greatest part of it because you're free to fail. I mean, you can, there is that relaxation, like there's the paranoia, but the relaxation comes in, it's like, all right, if I fuck up, I got so many other tries. And if we were able to keep going and I figured out that I could buy clones from my society, I'm sure we could have gone on forever, right? Like, so there's that safety net. And I think that allows you to try and fail. And it encourages players to take risks, which is what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, the only additional point that I'll say is, as far as our Paranoia game is concerned, I don't think we even like scratched the surface because we stayed red. There's ways to move up. There's ways. There's other utilities to the secret organizations and to just the Alpha Complex. There's, I think, a slew of resources that we did not use. And I might even go so far as to say, with exception to Rich's curveball of being a double agent on his own thing and psychological collapse, which led to like the most crazy end result possible, we may have been on a very vanilla aspect of Paranoia with how we played. I mean, we stayed pretty true to form. I mean, and there's nothing to say that that's how you need to play it. And I have a feeling that the more you push beyond just that, the kookiness that we experienced, it only goes further.
I would agree. I would definitely agree there. I attempted to present a fairly paranoia experience there, but there are so many things. With a freeform system like this, there is so much that you can do to really make it your own kind of system and setting. All right. With that, we'll be moving on. Some plugs, I guess. Craig, I believe you've started up streaming. Do you have a schedule for that?
I have. So I am streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/doandiegaming. I am beginning a streaming schedule of sometimes Tuesdays, but Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays, which are currently my VR streaming day, and Sundays, which is my painful hard mode challenge day. For instance, at this time, though it might change by the time this episode comes out, I'm running through the VR game Budget Cuts, which I've never played before. So it's a lot of shock and horror and questioning my morality as I kill robots and try to escape. And for Sunday, I'm doing the hardest difficulty for God of War, the 2018 release. Which I love the God of War series in general. I did 1 and 2 on the hardest difficulty. I didn't do 3 on the hardest difficulty. I did 3 on the hardest difficulty that they allowed on when you first begin, because they actually force you to play through once before they're like, "Are you sure?" Because there's no going back. You don't just change. This is your life. But yeah, so come join. It's a lot of fun, and I lose my mind, kind of like in Paranoia.
All right, we'll put a link to that in the show notes. So, until next time, remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.
No, we should all say it at the same time. We should say it at the same time. We should all do it together. I'm positive we can do that. I'm sure Zoom doesn't have any issues with that. We should all just all at the same time. Ready? Ready? I'll do a countdown. Okay, ready?
What are we saying?
What are we saying?
Remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.
Okay, ready? Ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.
It's not synced up.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Don't even need to get it in post. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a great day.
It's a wrap.